So this is out of Shanghai. This is another piece of their battle with Shenzhen to see who can defeat the coronavirus faster, right, or better, according to the central government. And what's going on here is that you can see here, this is actually a reward to rat people out. And it says people who enter from outside province or cities must follow the
rules to register
and report ASAP. Details of their journey, their health status, QR code info, results of their COVID nucleic test, and more. When the COVID control squad or local police pay you a visit, you must energetically cooperate and report to them the truth. This is the important part. If there are people who entered from the outside and didn't register their details, or if they're not mentioned in the info pushed by the higher office, you can get 1,000 yuan if you inform on them, so rat them out.
Yeah.
If they're from Shanghai, you can get 3,000 yuan. So when many people inform on the same trail, only the first informant is awarded. If one group of people inform jointly together, then it is rewarded as a single group. They actually put this out as a way to incentivize people for ratting each other out. And this is actually in line with something we saw. There was a huge campaign to find foreign spies in China.
At some point, it was crazy.
There were people trying to get money by reporting us.
They tried to report us a number of times. A whole group of people went to the PSB in Shenzhen, which is the Public Security Bureau, to report me as a spy. And I actually had a visit from the police and they talked to them and everything. And of course, turns out I'm not a spy, so it didn't work and they didn't get their reward.
Snap. That being said,
morons.
This sort of culture is promoted by the Chinese government. It creates a lot of animosity between people.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you got people going around getting money for ratting each other out.
Correct.
Right? Now, this is, again, a symptom of this battle that the Shenzhen and Shanghai are having to vie for the central government support. And we got this leaked clip.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look.
From some nurses in Shanghai, nurses and doctors.
Yeah, so we translated the first little bit, and then we'll talk about what's going on. So we're going to get ourselves out of here so you can actually take a look.
Does this corroborate with what you were hearing from doctors in Shenzhen?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I really feel terrible for the doctors that I know personally, and of course all the doctors in China right now, because, for instance, my friends in Shenzhen haven't seen their families. They haven't been able to go home. Some of them for 20 plus days, almost 30 days. That's a month of just non-stop testing, non-stop, like anything to do with COVID, and they're exhausted. They're absolutely exhausted. They have to sleep at the hospitals. You know, they're sleeping on their feet. Some of them, as you can see, they're complaining for 36 hours. They haven't been able to sleep. They've been non-stop testing. And it's not their fault. You know, it's very easy to make a villain out of the doctors or out of the stormtrooper guys that are coming and locking you in your apartment and stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's not about them. It's about the fact that the government is forcing them to do it. Okay, they don't have a choice. Okay? Doctors don't get paid a lot of money in China. It's unlike the West. It's the same as being a policeman or something. You get a very normal wage. You know, you get paid, an average doctor's being paid around $1,200 US a month. Okay, it's not like they're very high paid, but they are being stressed and they're working incredible hours, and it's absolutely terrible what they're putting up with right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nuts, and it's also, to me, it was the craziest thing when I was looking at some of these uprisings that were happening. I covered that in my video.
Yeah.
They're so isolated. There's a lot of people, thousands of people taking to the streets and protesting and freaking out.
Yeah.
A lot of unrest, but because it's only super, super dire in certain areas, there's whole other areas where people don't even know what's happening.
Sure.
So I'll talk to people and be like, oh, no, there's nothing happening here. And what's actually happening is the Chinese government's going to areas or calling people in certain areas that are not in lockdown, saying, go make a vlog. Go vlog. You eating a hamburger in the street to show that there's no lockdown. Meanwhile, there's the people that are in lockdown see stuff like that. They're like super mad.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what are you talking about? We haven't even gotten our food delivered. We had someone reach out to us the other day. All their food's getting stolen off their doorstep.
Yeah, it's true. Well, what happens is this particular person that reached out yesterday actually is living in Shanghai. And how it works is you're only allowed out of your actual apartment once, like one family member is allowed out once a day. Okay. And you're not allowed to go out of the complex, just out of your apartment. And you can only go down to the front gate to fetch your food deliveries, right? But what's happening is people's food deliveries are being stolen because everybody's lacking food right now and there's a shortage of food and it's difficult to get stuff delivered. So because there's so much demand, of course, everybody in that part of the city is locked down. Everybody's ordering food. So the food delivery guys are completely swamped and they can't fulfill all the orders, of course. So what happens is, okay, it's your turn to go down to fetch your food. You go down and someone's taken it already. It's a pretty dire situation.
Yeah, they're not letting... I got a person on the ground as well in Shanghai. They were telling me that if there's a case in your building, just a case, not you, your whole building gets locked down for 14 days, right?
Right.
If there's something nearby, if your compound, just the whole compound, which can be like 100 buildings, right?
Sure, they're huge.
The whole compound, if there's a case in your compound... you can have one person that can leave your apartment to get deliveries, not go shopping, just to go down to like the garden area to go pick stuff up. So it's getting crazy. Like people are going nuts, and there's a lot of foreigners that are living in Shanghai that are getting like completely ostracized or shouted at or berated because they're like, oh, how, why are you guys here? You brought the virus here, like all this kind of stuff. Why? There was somebody actually quoted, it was hilarious. There was a lady. And she was having a discussion with someone, and she said, why are we doing all this crazy lockdown stuff if America's just going to send over birds to drop off bioweapons again?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The
birds are going to spread it.
But that's not crazy.
Yeah.
Like for them, that's not crazy because they've been told like 50 different theories from the Chinese government from official channels.
Yeah.
Right? You have this Shenzhen CDC saying it's an American bioweapon, right?
I mean, I got a friend who's living in Shanghai, and he went down to fetch his food was stolen. He complained to the people there, and they said, you don't need to eat, you're fat, because he's fat. You know what I mean?
That's the situation we're in. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
It's crazy. But anyway, with the protest stuff, it's wild to see these protests because you don't usually you'll see protests for like, oh, they're building a polluting factory near my house. They're not protesting the government.
Yeah.
These are government protests. They're like, how dare you lock me in? We're starving. Our food's gone. I haven't seen my family. There'll be areas where people are in the wrong place at the wrong time and they'll lock down that area. Yeah. Turn it into like a big mass quarantine zone. Yeah. And you'll have a bunch of people in there that are completely asymptomatic, and then a dude will be dying of a heart attack, like an old man. He's like, take me to the hospital. They won't let him in.
No, that's the problem. There's actually a real problem with people that need kidney dialysis, people that need severe treatment for whatever ailment they have, any chronic ailment. They're being refused treatment because all the hospitals are currently clogged up and all the doctors are busy with this ridiculous constant testing, this COVID testing that's just nonstop, because every day people have to get tested in certain parts of the city and in certain compounds. And there are only so many doctors and nurses that can do it. And of course, they also get the local village committees to do it now as well. They give them some basic training to do it, and it doesn't always work out, as we're going to show you in a clip a little later.
But you know what people are pissed off about too?
What?
Is this whole deflection about, oh, this is not happening because the people that are under duress right now are realizing how crazy this is. But what they're doing is putting out propaganda like this, and I'd like to play this. So, this is these viral videos that are going around. They're actually a lot of them sponsored by the Chinese government.
Yeah,
they're getting people to dance for healthcare workers. Right, just play that.
I'll play that in the background.
So, as we watch this in the background, I want to tell you why people are getting so mad at this.
Yeah, sure.
You have people lined up, and they're like making kids at school dance for these healthcare workers to show their appreciation. But, they have the cameras out from the local governments that are sending this to the higher ups and being like, look, they're getting like people to dance in front of the healthcare workers, full on like dance presentations and making them stand there to watch it, right? This isn't some spontaneous thing.
Sure.
But it's made out to be that. And people online are spazzing out. They're pissed off because they're under lockdown. right?
Yeah.
They're not getting their food deliveries. They're having to suffer through this, and they're watching these ridiculous displays of showing how thankful everyone is to the CCP.
You know who's actually even more annoyed are the healthcare workers themselves.
Yeah.
Look at them. They have to stand there in their freaking hazmat suits like a statue watching some stupid young girl or some stupid person dance a stupid dance in front of them. They're tired.
It's bizarre.
They haven't slept in who knows how
36
long.
hours for
They've been doing tests over and over. Now they have to stand there and watch some stupid dance and pretend it's all great and clap.
And I'll tell you, let me read you some, the vast majority of Weibo comments are very negative about this, by the way.
Okay.
People in China are pissed off about this, right?
Yeah.
So let me read to you one of these.
Go for it.
Can't the authorities put a halt on this disgusting practice? Also, if you have your creativity to dance for healthcare workers to show gratitude, can't you take your talent to your family's burial grounds and do some disco dancing there for Tomb Sweeping Day?
Sure.
Are people supposed to be grateful that they get to watch people's performance art? What they need is a more rational arrangement of their working hours and days off. What they need is a more suitable work environment temperature. They need more comfortable rest facilities and food provision and more generous material rewards and promotion prospects. Please ask the local health commission and municipal governments to do something practical. Stop organizing shows that make you feel good about yourself but are embarrassing to other people. All you performers filled with gratefulness and respect, put away your cheap and shameful desire to perform. Either come up with some actual material supplies or just perform a kowtow 3 times. Please, I'm begging you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this was the general sentiment all over the Chinese internet, because people, they're not being entertained by this. They're like, wait a minute. So I'm not getting my food delivery. My neighbors are all pissed off too. We're under this lockdown. I can't go to work. I can't earn money.
Yep.
And I'm supposed to sit here thinking like, we are so good. Look at everyone performing dances for the
I know,
workers.
it's really crappy.
It's insulting.
Yeah, it really is.